Test, 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 test. Can anybody hear me? Hey, man. Okay, you can hear me. Awesome. Awesome. Now I got to figure out how to, okay, I guess here I can share my screen. This is my first time ever doing this, guys. So hang in there with me. So I can share my screen. That's awesome. All right. I had to get a light because, of course, it's getting dark. Michael, I just sent you an email about next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So hopefully you got that. Okay, so what I'm going to do tonight here is I'm going to basically just set up my scopes and just kind of walk you guys through my process here. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Through my process here and all the software that I use. Interesting. It's the opposite side of my face. Okay. So, first thing I wanted to do, because I know a lot of people ask, let me go ahead and share my screen. Entire screen. There we go. Share. Share. Hey, whoa. Well, that didn't work out so well, did it? All right. Hey, Logan, how you doing? Texas. Oh, there we go. So let me see. Can you guys see my Astro Tech window? Oops. Shoot. Like I said, it's the first time I've ever done this. Okay. It's a white screen. Okay. So let me go ahead and stop sharing. This thing is going to be difficult, I can see. And that's just the way it's going to be. So let me go ahead and do this. Thank you all for believe it or not, I'm an IT project manager by day, so you'd think I would be really used to doing this, but so all right. So here we are. Here is my, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do, there's a plugin. I use Nina. So I know that some of you still use APT and use, what's it, Sequence Pro, I think it's called. But basically, I use Nina. And to manage my Skywatcher EQ6R Pro, I use Green server. And right now I'm connected. I'm parked in home position. I also have set up Pegasus Astro, and it's a balmy 75 degrees here in Phoenix, and you can hear the noise of the young men with way too much testosterone who like to go up and down 42nd Avenue. And then here is Nina. I use Nina. I've been using Nina now for a couple of years. I really kind of like Nina. It pretty much does everything I need it to do. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to connect everything. And we'll take a little bit of time here to connect. Let me see if there's any chats. So here Nina launches everything. I basically have set up here my camera, which in this case is my ASI 2600mm Pro. I've got my filter wheel set up with all my filters, LRG, HOS, focus of course, and my rotator, my Pegasus Astro Falcon rotator, my telescope, which in this case is server, guider of course is PhD2, my switch, which is my Powerbox Advanced. I got a motorized flat panel, so from SkyDad, which works really great. I also have open map set up, although I'm not expecting much in the terms of weather, but for those who are not from Arizona, we are at a balmy 19 degrees humidity here in Phoenix. And for those of you who are overseas, like Logan, we are at 25.9 degrees centigrade or Celsius. We got a safety monitor set up. So those are the devices that I use in my setup. Yeah, well, you know, Logan, it's an interesting place. Not only do I have drag racers, but I've got I got a school over here that I think just finished up some games just to the west of me here, like one block over. And they generally tend to like to light up their nighttime sky. And then, of course, I've got a high school behind me, which is to the east. I'm facing west. And it just gets to be a whole lot of fun in terms. Oh, yeah, and the airport is over this way, which is kind of to the northeast. And, of course, the drag racers. Okay, so usually what I do first thing is I go into Sky Atlas and I'm going to look up an object here. I've already selected an object that I wanted to photograph tonight. And it's a new one for me, which is going to be the Wizard Nebula, NGC 7380. And we'll go ahead and we're going to search for it. And there are, also known as LBN 115. Okay. Set for framing. And what I might do here is go ahead and cool my camera. Start that process while we're doing this. Oh, sorry. Framing. There we go. So there we are. There's a lot of great objects. I really considered doing the lobster claw and the bubble again. I've done that before. And there's this object over here. But let's go ahead and let's get the sun down to maybe 2 degrees. Okay. So there we are. I guess that was too much. Let me back out to 4 degrees. There's the wizard. Ah, there we go. Now, I was thinking of trying to capture both wizard and this nebulosity over here. I'm not sure what this is cataloged as. And it looks like there's a small cluster right there. So, but I think I might tilt that. Maybe I'll rotate that. Yeah. So let me go ahead and load that image. See what that looks like. Just keep checking the chat here. I love my EAF, but it takes a bit to dial it in. Yeah, I think that's the framing that I want. Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to unpark.
Tracking on.
Okay. And let's go ahead and slew and center.
Pier west.
Actually got 2 setups. So I've got my AT80 going here. But I figured that it probably is going to be the easiest to start off with because it's pretty much all dialed in. With my other scope, my RC6 on the lot handy that I got to dial in yet. Oh, this ain't too good. Oh, shoot. All right. I make this mistake every time. I forget to open. Okay. Close. Stop. Forget to open the panel. I do this every time. I think by now I would know. Flat panel. Open. Okay.
Slewing complete.
All right.
Syncing to coordinates. Slewing to coordinates. Slewing complete.
Okay. And we'll see what we'll determine the rotation from the camera so I can see what the rotation looks like. So it looks like we need to be at about 200 degrees. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. So I had some issues with this,
Slewing complete.
with the rotation. on some prior versions of Mina. I do what you shouldn't do, and that is I run the nightly. I do the nightly build, and I just deal with whatever the fallout is. And sometimes it tends to be a little bit tricky. Like in this latest version here, I can't run the native driver for my ZWO camera. I have to use the ASCOM version. So I guess it's part of living on the bleeding edge. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Okay, the rotator seems to be working, so let's go ahead and let's rotate this thing like that. And let's see if it rotates. I'd be thrilled if the rotator works. Okay. Okay. It's still struggling to find it. Let's see if it does. If not, I'll have to do it manually myself, which I've done before. Okay, it's exposing. This is what I did last time. I'll let it do it this one last time, and then I'm going to stop it, and I'm just going to manually rotate it myself using the Pegasus Astro. So I'll be going back and forth. It's these nightly builds. This is one of the issues that I have with them. Okay, we just stopped. We're exposing. Okay, we will stop this. Yeah, I know you failed to rotate. So let's see what the rotation actually is. Well, that's not going to work. So go ahead and move that down. And let's go to, come on, Pegasus Astro. And go to Falcon. And rotate this guy. So, go another 50 degrees. Just close. And we'll shot it. You'll see. Okay. Shoot from camera. You can turn on the light radar. Okay, well that's actually pretty darn close. I think I need to go up a little bit more. So let me go -5. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's not too bad. So let me go ahead.
Slewing to coordinate. Slewing complete.
Actually, get it centered here first.
Syncing to coordinates. Slewing complete.
Okay, do I want that? I think I want to go, let's go to, okay, back to Nina. Might go another 2. Thinking this might be it. Go another 2 degrees. I'm going to 2 degree the thing to death. Okay. Go 5. Sorry guys, it's taking me so long, but I just want to make sure I get a decent frame in here before I kick off my imaging session. Okay. Right. Part of the problem of being a landscape photographer is you're always trying to balance out the image and making sure that things are well framed. Even though it's heavily weighted up here, I still have an opposite down here. So I think it will work with this, a small cluster there. I think it will be okay, framing wise. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add target list. And in this case, it's going to be mono SHI. There we go. Now we're going to the sequencer. Thinking I can just pull this thing in. You can hear I've had a lot of targets that I've shot over. I just did an 8-panel of the question mark nebula, which was a pretty large image at this point, but it's 8 mosaic panels. And last night I just finished up a 2-panel mosaic of the elephant trunk. So I'm hoping that that turns out good. NGC. Okay, where's it heading? That's what happens when you get so many objects in graph. NGC 3, there we go. Shoot, I just had it. Okay. So there we go. There's everything there. My session setup, my filters, and then my flats and my darks. Don't have the end of the script running right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this out as NGC 7380 Wizard Nebula. And what's nice about saving these out is that tomorrow when I go to do this object again, I just load up, I just open it up here and I just double click on it and it loads it, and then I just click start, which is right there.
Slewing complete.
So now we'll go to imaging. We will slew to it here, and then we will do a autofocus run. And yeah, we'll do an autofocus run, and we'll start imaging. It's always interesting to see what my guiding comes down to. Right now it's kind of cattywampus because it just started, but then it eventually kind of gets down pretty good. I've been getting guiding in like 0.4, 0.3, RMS. So it's been really, really good. Right now I'm at 1, but it's clearing up. There's my autofocus run. Let's see, are there any questions here? I really love the advanced sequencer. Yeah, AZ Rona, Jason, rule of thirds. It's kind of a general rule of thumb, but it's kind of a rule, but it's not a rule. You just kind of use it to kind of help in the initial setup. But yeah, it's kind of like what you do when you start out as rule of thirds. And yeah, you saw that I had the wizard up here and the other one down there, and I was trying to rotate it so that basically, yeah, they were on those third lines as best as I could, given my focal length, which is 480 millimeter focal length. But yeah, rule of thirds. I know that you guys are astrophotographers, but I'm actually planning on going up to Arches in December for a 3 or 4 day landscape photography trip. I've been up there about 4 or 5 times, and I've been able to get some great images out of Canyonlands, but Arches, I just haven't been able to get good images out of there yet. So So here's some autofocus run. And yeah, Jason, once you get this thing dialed in, it works like a dream. There we go. Nicely focused. So my HFR went from 375 to 165. So that's pretty good. That's nice and sharp. Good stars. Yep, we got good stars. That's the corners. Pretty decent. Come on down. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. So good sharp stars. And we're down to 0.7 RMS. So we're doing pretty good. I always do I don't know why that popped up, but back out of there. I always do RMS rather than pixels. Pixels, I think, kind of hides what your guiding really is, so I generally set up as pixels. As you can see here, I can change it. That's for yeah. Oh, arc seconds. There we go. I thought I had it set on arc seconds. No, it's still 7.6. Okay, there we go. So many things to try to keep track of. Jason, I have the guide cam actually set. I found, believe it or not, that I get the best guiding if I fast. And it's because of my light polluted skies. I have half second. I could probably do it to a second, and a lot of people say, yeah, but you're chasing seeing. But my problem is my seeing is never good because I'm in light polluted skies. In fact, let me show you. I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to share. Let me go ahead and open this. Now, I'm lucky tonight. Tonight I'm Bortle 7, so I'm actually fairly lucky, and that's because I don't have the two stools on either side of me with the roots on. So I'm actually pretty happy. I rarely ever see Bortle 7. It's usually Bortle 8. Sometimes it borders on Bortle 9, especially if the school over to the west of me has soccer games going, and the high school behind me generally tends to light up their stuff. But I'm at 18.5 magnitudes per arc second square, so that's how bright I am. Hey Matthew, yeah, what I did was when I bought my Skywatcher EQ6R, you only see black. So Matthew, like I was saying, oh, okay. Thanks, Jason. I was like, you only see black. Yeah. So tonight I'm lucky. I'm actually Bortle 7. Usually I'm Bortle 8, Bortle 9. So Matthew, yeah, what I did was I used 3 foot long threaded rod. And when I bought my EQ6R Pro, the gentleman that I bought it off of, I'm like the second owner of it. They also sold to me at the same time a Pier plate, which actually is made by, if I can remember right, it's made by the store that's in Tucson, Arizona. They make the Fast Star. I'm trying to remember the name of them right now. Yeah, Star Arizona. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, they make a Pier adapter for the EQ6R Pro, and so I just bolted the bolts to the Pier adapter and then just sunk the bolts down into the concrete, Matthew. That's what I did. What item is picking up? It is this little guy right here. It's the Pegasus Astro. Uranus Metro Station. This little guy picks up a lot of different metrics, and it picks up things like your light. Is it still saying? Yeah, it just said that I just went up to Portal 8, but I think it's because I moved in front of this light. Now it says Portal 7. But it does, it has built-in GPS, and so you get all your GPS metrics right here, and you can go in here and you can change it so that it's metric and not imperial. Because we live here in the United States, I do imperial, and so, but it gives my altitude and what my GPS location is. It gives me what the temperature is. It tells me what the sky quality is. It tells me a lot of different things. In fact, I can generally use this in place when I'm doing it, when I am remote and don't have internet access. I will plug this thing into my computer that's on my telescope and use it for my weather station. So I'm trying to remember what the price of this thing was. I want to say it was somewhere around the neighborhood of like $300 or something like that. You all know that Pegasus Astro is actually a Greek company, right? It's actually headquartered out of, I believe, Athens. Okay. Waiting for the first image, and it just came in. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me stop sharing. And I'm going to share my other screen, my window. There we go. And that is my first HA. I do 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. You can see that I'm now down to 0.4 RMS, so it's settled down pretty well. When it first starts off, it generally tends to be a little bit rough, but then it kind of settled down. And again, I got my AT80. I might actually be able to show you guys if I can light it up. I don't know if you can see it. I lose you all? Oh, I'm on Astro Tech, that's why. There we go. Yeah, you guys can see it right there. So that's my AT80. And I've got my Falcon Rotator, and I've got my filter wheel, and then my camera. And I actually have a counterweight that I picked up. It really helps with balancing. It's this thing right there. It really helps with balancing, and it really helps with yeah. Oh, it's now $390 for the wow, they've gone up, because I got mine when they first put it out. So anyways, so that's pretty much done. I don't have to do anything with it. I just let it run. Okay. So let me go ahead and open up my RC6. And we've got two. Let me see if I can share it. Okay, I got two that I have to update. Okay, yeah, I'll update all. Nina, for those of you who don't know, have the ability to add plugins, and the plugins extend the functionality. And like I generally run, I've got the connector, which basically I can set this thing to auto connect everything and then to disconnect everything at the end of my session. And so if you go to my advanced sequence for my AT80, you saw that, I don't know if you remember or not, but down at the bottom of the sequence there was disconnect everything, and so this would just shut everything down for me. Filter offset calculator, so I can offset what my focus offsets are. It will automatically go through and do all that for you. Makes it really nice. Ground station is for notifications, and I happen to have notifications set up on October. It lets me know if there's any issues. If something happens, it will notify me and let me know. Hocus Focus is an improved focusing engine that really is great, because it also enables you to figure out your tilt and what the tilt issues are, and helps you when you're trying to fix your tilt. Then of course, light bucket. I don't have it. Well, it's actually, I don't have it enabled right now. Actually, because I haven't put username on my API key. But for those of you that use light bucket, then you can, record your session in a manner of speaking in light bucket. Remote copy allows me to copy my images as they come down and are saved on my PC here. It enables the images to go up to my desktop, which is in my house. Sequence power-ups. This has a bunch of different things. One of them is global constraints, which I haven't delved into yet, but I'm planning on it. I just haven't done it yet. But you get a bunch of different items that you're able to set in the advanced sequencer, especially things like safety monitor, which is something that I'm interested in, to be able to get a notification when things become unsafe. So you can set like percentage of cloud cover, or if rain is expected to happen, then you could be notified that it's going to start raining, or that the cloud cover is such that you're not imaging. And then session metadata. This will create 3 files, one which has the acquisition details, one which is image metadata. It logs each, as you take each image, it puts a record into essentially a CSV file, and you're able to put it up in Excel, and you're able to get you're able to look at and see kind of what your imaging look like, and you also get a weather data file. So I found that to be useful. And then just in case my QHY Pollmaster doesn't work, I've always got the 3-point polar alignment as a backup possibility. So those are the plugins that I use on this particular telescope. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off my RC6, but I'm seeing that we're about an hour in on this, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to conclude. We got a helicopter going over. I think I'm going to conclude the live stream for tonight. We're almost an hour in, so I think that we've done well. There are 4 of you still on, so thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions or anything? It's my first time doing this, Jason, so you're becoming kind of like a streaming veteran. I watched your stream from last night. It was pretty good. It will, Logan. The wizard. Let's get one final look at the wizard. Let's see what's going on. So there we are with the wizard. And I'm hoping that this comes out pretty good. I'm going to take a quick look-see. That doesn't look too good. The stars are not great. Yeah, it's my imagination. Oh, there we go. There's the wizard. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So that's a 5-minute. Exposure of the wizard. So I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. Again, this is my first time doing it, so all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and call it a night with you guys. So thanks for joining, and we'll talk with you later. Thanks. As I always say in all my videos, clear skies and happy guiding.